we are finding the volume of a sphere. So this is an example of how to plug in numbers and find the volume of a sphere. So what we have here is we have our volume formula for a sphere. Okay, a sphere is like a basketball or a baseball or a golf ball or a bowling ball, something that's round and three-dimensional. So we have V equals 4 over 3 pi r to the third power, or what we say is cubed. So to make this easy, for 4 over 3, what we're going to say is we're going to say that number is 1.33. If you plug that, if you actually divide 4 divided by 3 in your calculator like this, let me clear this, you actually get a repeating decimal. So it's 1.3, and then it goes on forever. So to make it simple, we're going to plug in 1.33 for this number right here. Okay. This symbol is pi. That's going to be 3.14. And our r is going to be radius. And if we remember what radius is, it is halfway across a circle. All right. So when we find our volume, we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So we know what pi is. We know what 4 over 3 is. We need to find what radius is. So given our diagram here, we are given this length right here, which is in fact the radius. So the radius of this sphere is 2 yards, meaning halfway across the sphere is 2 yards. So what we're going to do, we're going to plug in our numbers. So for 4 over 3, we're going to say 1.33. For pi, 3.14. And for radius, we have 2 yards, and it is cubed. So we are going to do this first, because orders of operations say exponents. So I'm going to say 2 times 2 times 2. All right, so 2 times 2 is 4, and then 4 times 2 is 8. So 2 cubed is going to be 8. So we have volume equals 1.33 times 3.14 times 8. Now, because they are next to each other, we just have multiplication. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply left to right. I'm going to say 1.33 times 3.14. 1.33 times 3.14. Now, our answer, we're going to round to the nearest tenth. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to write this number all the way out. So I'm going to say volume equals 4.1762 times 8. All right. Now, you could, in theory, round this to the nearest tenth. You're going to get a different answer than what I got, and I'll show you what you would get. But I'm going to go ahead and write that out because it's not a huge number. I'm going to go ahead and write it all the way out. Now, I'm going to take that number, 4.1762, and I'm going to multiply it by 8. All right? And here's the answer we get. Now, what we're doing when we find our answer, and I'm going to write this out here, 33.4096, is we were told to round to the nearest tenth. Now, the 10th position is going to be right here. Okay, we're going to check the number next to it. If it's 5 or greater, we're going to round it up. If it's 4 or less, we're going to keep it the same. We have a 0. So our answer is going to be V equals, our volume equals 33.4 yards cubed. Now, all volume is cubed. All units of volume are cubed. Okay, so our answer, 33.4 yards cubed. Now, if you would have rounded this number, if you would have said, 4.2 times 8, 4.2 times 8, you would have gotten actually 33.6, which is still an acceptable answer. But I just like to leave those smaller numbers, even if they're 5 digits, leave them, and then we get our answer. 33.6 is still perfectly correct. Okay, but for this one, we got 33.4.